Okay, we're going live. Allegany Gators as they host the Ridgeway Elkers. With me today is my co-host and color commentators, Doug Archer. Doug will now go through, we're trying something different here. I mean, it's not no ESPN studio, but at least we'll be better than Boomer Esiason today. All right, Doug will bring the breakdown of everything, and so now I'll turn it over to Doug. Doug?
Cool, thanks, Sean, and pleasure to work with you again this year. So first, let's start with Ridgeway, Johnsonburg, break them down. Elker's offense starts with Cam Larkin, who had a solid underclassmen year in 22, passing for 1,016 yards and 9 TDs, while he rushed for 261 yards and 4 TDs. On defense, the Elkers had 5 returning players with at least 40 tackles each. The offensive keys for the Elkers today is Larkin in the passing game against Port's young secondary, and the defensive keys, slowing down Port's rush attack enough to keep the game close and make enough plays in the passing game to pull the upset. Now, the Port Allegany, for the Gators, their offensive line is the strength, returning all starters from last year's run to the District 9 championship. Last year's Big Three offensive stars will be replaced by capable backs led by senior Peyton Stiles, who has waited patiently to have his time to shine. On defense, same story. The line is the strength and will be difficult to run on. Port's biggest question will be defending the pass with some new faces in the secondary. Offensive keys for Port: control the game with the rush behind the powerhouse O-line. And defensive keys: limiting pass game of the Elkers with their pass rush to help protect that young secondary. My prediction today, though, is Port's O-line and D-line too much for Ridgeway. Gators 30, Ridgeway 6.
Thank you, Doug. And as you had mentioned, you know, it's tough to replace the Big Three, if you want to call it that, of Blaine Moses, Noah Archer, and Drew Evans, especially not only on offense, but you look to all the, Moses was your defensive leader more or less in the middle at the linebacker. So you're going to miss maybe 100 tackles, you know, and then you have Drew Evans, who played safety and was back there like the last line of defense. And also you're going to miss Noah Archer, who more or less would hook up with the opposing team's best offensive weapon. So when you go to the offensive side of the ball, yeah, they're young. I believe Stiles is a senior. He got some action last year. But the key to Port tonight is going to be their offensive line to control everything. And they have 2 sophomores, I believe, that will be the running backs. That will be Aiden Bliss and Kaiser. I can't think of his first name right now. It's left
Alex?
No. Tristan Kaiser, I'm sorry. I mean, great kid, and I apologize to Tristan for forgetting his name, but Tristan Kaiser, they have 2 new wide receivers, Jared Funk and Jacob Kaiser will be wideouts for Port Allegany tonight. So it'll be interesting to see how they can adapt on defense. Like I said, I think the key is replacing the Big Three on defense compared to what it was on offense. You know, you still have your offensive line. You're still going to open up holes. But instead of maybe like having Archer or Moses break one for 20 or for a touchdown, you know, the other guys, if you can get 10 yards a pop, you're fine. You know, because there's an old saying that if you get 3 yards every down, you never have to punt. Now, that's just my opinion on things. So other than that, we were trying to interview the offensive and defensive coordinators for Port Allegany, but they haven't showed up yet. Well, of course, imagine that. But we tried to give Seth and Chad some airtime, and it just didn't quite work out yet. So with that said, we are about 10 minutes from kickoff, maybe 5 minutes. It's a lot different being here. Yeah, 10 minutes to kickoff. They said they'd be up about 10 after. So while we're on the subject now, we're going to talk about the divisions or the regions. Okay, there is a Region 1 which is all the big schools. That's like the old AAAs and Quad A's. Region 2 consists of your double A's and your single A's, and Region 3 is single A schools. Region 3, I believe there's 6 of them. There is Coudersport, Cameron County, Otto Eldred, Bucktail, who's new to District 9 last year, Sheffield, and Elk County Catholic. Those are your 6 Region 3s. I'll turn it over for Doug for the Region 2s.
Okay, yep, Region 2, Port Allegany, Brockway, Red Bank, Union AC Valley, Keystone, Ridgeway, Kane, and Smithport.
Of those, Brockway, you know Brockway's going to have a talented squad. They usually are always solid. Keystone also. Clarion, you know, yeah, we're sitting here in Port Allegany, but I think next week's game is going to make the big difference of the District 9 overall region title. So Clarion, Port Allegany should be a fine game like it was last year, Doug, if you agree. Union AC Valley's always tough. Kane, up and coming. They had a down year last year. They're kind of back, you know. Keystone, again, like I said, Keystone, we had 2 battles with Keystone. One up here and one in the playoffs. So, I mean, Region 2 is stacked. So it's not north-south, but the whole district Region 2 is stacked. And, I mean, you can't forget about Ridgeway with Coach Heindel being there. They're always going to be sound, fundamental, you know, ready to go. So we're kind of anxious as we wait for the coordinators, but they're not here yet. So I'll turn it back over to Doug. It's nice to see some people on the field, like your son Noah is down there, and Drew Evans are down there on the sidelines. Crowd's starting to file in here. Parking lot's pretty much full. Stands are starting to fill up now. There's still people filing in as we sit here talking. If you thought this was a success, give us a thumbs up on the YouTube channel. Feel free to comment. Remember, all comments must be censored because it is a school website. And if Boomer Sciason's listening, sorry, I just think we're a lot better than you, Boomer. All right, here's Doug.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. They're clapping. Kids are about to come out. Maybe just a couple points about some of these other Region 2 teams. Brockway returning quarterback Braden Fox, who is quite the young player, should be a promising player for Brockway this year. Keystone got a good season out of their young quarterback, Kev, I think's the last name, and they were right there in the playoff hunt for the District 9 quest. So Keystone and Brockway, obvious teams to be thinking about this season. And Red Bank, always a perennial powerhouse. So.
Junior, number 50, Jordan Iozo.
Okay, as announcer George Riley announces the starting lineups. When we start the game, we will give you the starting lineups because I myself left it down there, so that's on me, folks, and I apologize for that. Nice to see a lot of crowd here. Like I said, Doug, you and I were both talking. The key is going to be the offensive line, and that'll be the key through the whole year. I mean, if they can stay healthy, I mean, do they have enough depth behind them, which I think they do, you know, and that says a lot for Coach Neal, the offensive line coach, and like the respect those guys have for him, you know what I mean? And last year when Blaine Moses went off on his big game, he made sure to get a thank you to Coach Neal. So, all right, now we have the starting lineups.
Wide receiver.
That's the wrong one. That doesn't have anything. So I can tell you Port Allegany starting lineups.
Wide receiver, sophomore, number 15, Tristan Kaiser.
Okay, number 3, Peyton Stiles.
Running back, sophomore,
Number 8, Nick Wilfong. Number 10, Jared Funk. Number 15, Tristan Kaiser. Number 22, Aiden Bliss. Number 24, Jake Causer. Now, the offensive line, as people say, the people that make things run, the big uglies. Number 51, Carson Neely. Number 64, Miska Young. And Doug, last year, about midway through, they made a move to
Also
brought
on the
Levi
line,
Wilfong in at
number
center,
54,
and it seemed to like to
senior
solidify
Misha
the
Young.
offensive line with bringing Levi in. So Levi is
He's
seniors
joined
there.
by brother,
Then
number
you also
70,
have Braylon
junior
Button,
Misha
a
Young.
senior, and part of the Young Brothers band, Yuso Young,
And the
as a
final
junior.
lineman, senior number 76,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up here on the rooftop and turn the microphone off and turn the camera on, and we're all ready to go. Thank you for joining in as the Gators come onto the field. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as we're here for the start of again, right-hand man as always. So Doug will be doing the color commentating, stuff like that. Let me know who's making the tackles. Everything else will be good to go. As we had talked about, Doug, earlier in the pregame show about losing the big three. I mean, so if I'm Port Allegany, if I win the toss, I'm going to take the ball, and I'm going to try to establish the run game right away. Do you agree with that? Instead of, like a lot of teams will defer for the second half. I mean, you've got everybody doubting you now because you've lost, like we talked about earlier, Evans, Archer, Moses, If I'm Port, I'll take the ball, and I'll just say, hey, look, we're going to run the ball, so we're going to run it right at you. I mean, this is what we got, so we'll just man up and go at it. Doug, your opinion on that?
Yeah, I think so. Sean, coaches know Port Allegany's strength is the offensive line. You want to put your strength out there first and receive.
So everybody knows my predictions last year. My predictions last year, I didn't miss a one, Doug, if you do recall. So let's see if I can keep the streak alive. I mean, it'll be like 8 games now in a row if I got it correct.
Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't bet against you, Sean.
Some people do, though, It happens once in a while.
Unless we're talking NFL.
Oh, yeah. Of course, being a Dolphins fan, thank you. But aren't you a Steelers fan?
Hey, have you seen him in the preseason?
Yeah, but
I know.
That's the key. That's preseason, buddy.
I know.
I mean, when Miami gets Jonathan Taylor, what's everybody going to do? So as we're here, toss was run by Port Allegany, and they will take the ball.
There you go.
So, hey, your 5, hate to say it all the time, but there's an expression, nothing against the kids, but they're called the big uglies, so maybe we'll see what the line can do. I mean, you've got on the offensive line, there is 3 wrestlers that are Port's upper weights, and that in itself attests to wrestling and football mixing, especially on the offensive line, because, the upper weights are more technique, hand fighting, leverage, such as the offensive line. So we get ready to go. Kicking for Ridgeway. I don't know that yet, but back deep for Port Allegany is Tristan Kaiser. In front of him, we have Stiles, Bliss, and Kellen Vayu back.
Deep for the Gators, it'll be Tristan Kaiser as Delhoney will kick it off. Rocco Delhoney set to kick.
Delhoney kicking off for Ridgeway.
And here we go.
Short kick into the hands of Vayu. Vayu fields it at about the 18. He's up to about the 31, maybe 32. Be 1st and 10 for Port Allegany.
Kellen Vayu on the return. Brought down by number 20, Nate Stager.
Stager on the tackle for Ridgeway.
Yep.
Gators will take over
Freshman.
from 32-yard line.
Okay, I really don't see Port Allegany going as wide as they did before. Remember how last year they would have the 3 wides? They're coming in with a heavy offensive line. I believe Cole Kisco is now playing the role that
They used Corbin Hamilton as that extra lineman last year.
and they also used the other
Freer?
linebacker. No, the other linebacker that had a heck of a year. I want to say not Burgess. Burgess,
Yep. Burgess.
Apologize to you, Todd, for
Yeah.
but hey, it's pregame here. Hey, it's the preseason. This is week 0. Okay, gain of about 1 by Bliss.
Taking over for Drew Evans, who had quite the career.
Wide to the left
Gators will put
is going to be Kaiser. Tristan, got the name right. In the eye, hand off to Bliss. Bliss up the middle. Bliss for a gain of about 5. Something new we see from Port there is they come out in the I formation. Usually they run the wing.
Yeah.
So
Last year we didn't see the eye until the playoffs, I think.
correct, and they have Stiles as the I back and Bliss as the fullback. Kaiser now comes to the near side.
markers, numbers painted on the field, so it's going to take me a little bit to get used to this. 3rd down, call it about 2.
Hand off again to Bliss. Bliss up the middle. Maybe a little bit short. I'm going to say about a yard short. So Bliss with another gain of 2. So Bliss has touched the ball the first 3 times, like we had said. They're going to.
Heavy inside.
Okay, so Port Allegany now has the ball at its own 40. Needs to get to the 42 for the first down.
First look with a little bit of a spread here with 3 wide receivers.
Yeah, they have Funk far left, Stiles in the slot, Kaiser singled out to the near side.
Yeah, Gators will run here, I think.
Wilfong barks it out, or will he try to pull a Drew Evans,
Yeah.
draw him off?
Yep.
10 seconds on the clock. Wilfong on a quarterback
We
sneak.
got an early whistle, I thought.
We may have had motion. Wilfong never got tackled. He broke through, but I think we do have a motion.
I think there was an early whistle
That's
there.
what I think happened is his knee touched. No, there's penalty. Oh, I see. That's what it is. I didn't
False
see the
start.
flag. It's a
False
procedure
start, Sean.
penalty on Port Allegany.
Procedure, same thing. Yeah, so that now Port's definitely in a punting situation. Back to do the punting for Port Allegany will be number 76, Braylon Button.
Yeah, last year Sean Button was he made the second all Region 2 team as a punter.
Yep, Jackson Kilpeck is back, and I believe Eric Hoffman back for Ridgeway. They got 2 back. Ball's away. Nice punt. Fielded by Hoffman. Up the sidelines he comes. Tackled by Tristan Kaiser for a gain of about 5 on the return. Again, nice coverage by the Gators. Nice punt by Button as it didn't turn over. So
Elkers with 9:24 to go in the first quarter. We'll have the
Ridgeway
first
takes over 1st and 10 at their own 30,
Cam Larkin,
35.
who spent a lot of time at quarterback last year, gets the ball this year.
Larkin, quarterback,
And on first down, the Elkers will go
up by himself. In motion goes Hoffman. Hoffman down the eye, hand off to Hoffman. Hoffman tries to bounce outside. He's met by big number 76, Braylon Button, for a loss of 1. So that'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Get a loss of 1, brings up 2nd and 11.
Again, Larkin looks to line up in the gun.
34, so a loss of 1, it'll be 2nd and 11.
Now beside Larkin is number 44,
Here in Port Allegany,
Rocco Delhoney. Delhoney to the right.
trips down
Larkin in the pistol.
side of the field on the right for the Elkers.
Three to the wide side, 1 to near. Quick
Ooh,
swing
might be a
pass,
lateral.
knocked down.
Almost.
Knocked down by Miska Young. Miska coming back up. I mean, didn't started right where he left off like he did last year. So 3rd and 11 for Ridgeway.
That was nearly a lateral.
Yeah, tried to get Delhoney on the swing. Young got his paws up, knocked it down.
Athletic kids on that front
Okay,
both sides of the ball. So now 3rd down,
Delhoney is
11.
to the right of Larkin again.
Get up to the 45-yard line.
They go 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side.
Formation, Larkin, play fake.
Larkin fakes.
Ooh.
He's under pressure by Bliss. There he is. There's a sophomore we talked about.
Yep.
Remember we mentioned that earlier about losing Blaine Moses.
Inside
right.
linebacker. Blitz looked real good from Bliss there.
And there was Bliss. Came through untouched. Good call by defensive coordinator Chad Saltzman, even though he couldn't make the interview. I mean, we'll give him credit.
Yep, it's that pressure is critical for the Gators defense and that young secondary.
So that'll bring up a 4th and 24. Ridgeway at their own 22. Back deep is Peyton Stiles and Tristan Kaiser. Snap. Kicks away. Kicks a little short. Stiles comes up. Fields it at about the 44.
Lot of room.
He's got the whole sideline. Nice block by Kaiser. He's out of bounds at about the 23-yard line as Delhoney made the initial tackle to knock him out of bounds. So that would be
at their own
a
22.
return of 30 is Peyton Stiles and Tristan
Be
Kaiser.
a good replay.
Snap, replays
Yeah,
on
one
away,
thing about
kicks a
Peyton,
little
Sean,
short.
he kinda waited
Stiles
his time
comes up,
behind those
fields it at
seniors,
about
you
the
know.
44.
Lot of room.
He's got the whole sideline. Nice
returner.
block by Kaiser.
And now a great punt returner.
Okay, now we're back. Port Allegany again in the eye. They have Kaiser far left. Wilfong under center. Pitches to Stiles. Nice hole. Stiles cuts it up in. Stiles with a gain of about maybe 4. Brings up 2nd and 6 for the Gators. So Port Allegany had the ball 4 times, and every time they touch the ball, they've run it. So trying to, again, you keep just hitting it. Pretty soon the offensive line will wear out a defense, Doug.
Especially how many linemen you see right there.
That is true. Like I said, they would go big.
That's,
Okay, they have Kaiser to the right. We've got a timeout by Ridgeway. Port Allegany also had number 69 in there, I believe.
79, Austin Freer,
Austin Freer was in there.
and Cole Kisko.
And 65, Cole Kisko. So Port Allegany, instead of going with the 3 traditional wideouts, they bring in 7 offensive linemen. I'm sure we're not going to see that throughout the year, but, again, Seth Lowry coming up with a good game plan here so far. Just say, look, this is what we're going to do. If you can control the ball by running it, you don't have to depend on your young secondary on the defensive side of the ball. Do you agree, Doug?
Yeah, I do. I didn't get to mention it in the pregame, but the offensive line being our strength, it's not just for the starting 5, but that's our deepest position with Austin Freer, Cole Kisko, and there's 2 other young players on that line. They actually are very deep on the offensive line.
Again, Port Allegany, Wilfong under center, moves Bliss to the right. Bliss with a lead block, Stiles up the middle for a gain of about 3. In on the tackle. It looked like it was Del Honey, maybe. No, it wasn't. I apologize. It was Dominic Jacob. No, Derek Beimel in on the tackle. 2nd down and 2. Sorry, 3rd and 2. My bad, 3rd and 2. Wilfong under center, hands to Bliss. Bliss up the middle, maybe a gain of 1 if he was down, but no. Bliss's knees never touched, so he kept churning forward. Hey, heads up play by Brandon Bliss, a sophomore. He was tackled, but he fell on top of the person. Knees never touched. Surge forward, got the extra yard for the 1st down for the Gators. That'll set the Gators up at 1st and 10 from the 17 or 18. It's tough to see from this angle. Wilfong again under center. Hand off to Stiles. Stiles up the middle. Gain of about 5. Give Stiles 5 on that one.
Stiles going to pick up about 5. He's brought down by...
Running off that left side.
Again, that left side is consists of Youngs and Neely, Carson and Yuso Young. Again, hand off this time to Stiles. Stiles breaks free.
Oh boy.
Stiles in for the score. Stiles on an 8-yard touchdown run of Young. Again, everything's unofficial here, but in Neely, nice drive there.
Yeah,
Carson and Yuso Young. Now do we look for Port to maybe try again? Throw a little hand off this time to Stiles. Stiles breaks free.
Oh
Stiles in for the score.
2 guys eligible. So do they mix it up next series or something like that? I mean, who knows?
Well, when you run the ball like that, you definitely are going to draw everybody in. There's our first extra point of the year.
That's right, Funk.
And they didn't do that until the end of last year. So we already have that 1 point. That 1 point, pretty critical in these games where teams are getting 6 and missing on their 2-point conversion.
Yeah, Funk also played soccer last year, so Jared Funk, he did start doing all the kicking last year in the playoffs, so nice to see him drill him. I was watching him earlier. He was hitting about from the 20, so that would be actually like a 30-yard field goal, which is something we haven't had since the Kaiser boy. We had Kaiser and Kittleson. There was like 3 kickers, and Brookins. 3 kickers that Coach Mike Bodemer had, and he could use any one of them at any time. And they were all on the District 9 soccer winning team.
Them soccer players know something about kicking.
Yeah, they do, but it's a round ball, not an oval ball.
No, but they got the leg. They got the leg.
Yes, they do.
And Funk's the man on kickoffs. Is he kicking off?
Funk's going to kick off. He kicked off last year in the playoffs, too.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
The only thing he doesn't do in the kicking game is the punting, and that's all done by Braylon Button.
Yeah, I would think next year Button graduates. Funk
So,
will be fine.
5-19, Port Allegany with the cook.
Nice. Wow, nice kick.
Kick
Mishandled
mishandled by Kilpeck. He picks it up at about the 5.
Nowhere to
Bunch
go.
of Gators down there. Tristan Kaiser, again, that's his 2nd coverage down the field on special teams for a gain of 5. So Ridgeway will take over 1st and 10 at their own 10. Again, like we talked about, one of the great aspects of this is special teams. And 2 times, Kaiser both down, holding both returns to 5. 5 yards on a punt, 5 yards on a kickoff.
Kaiser's one of those kids. As a freshman, he was forced into the lineup last year and really grew up.
And he replaced the Bliss boy, so there was 2 freshmen that
Yep.
Port relied on heavily.
Yep.
Fumbled on the snap. Larkin dives on it at about the 2, maybe. Both returns to 5. 5 yards on a punt. Oh, they
5
marked
yards
it
on a
about the
kickoff.
1.
Now, Kaiser's one of those
So
kids.
now
as a
it'll be
freshman, he was
2nd
forced
and
into the lineup last
19
year
for
and
Ridgeway
really
at
grew
the
up.
1. And he replaced the Bliss
Doug,
boy,
if
so
you're
there
Port
was 2
Allegany, you
freshmen that
bring heat
Port
up the
relied
middle
on
here?
heavily. Trying to get a safety, or what do you
Let's
do?
see. Maybe on 3rd down, I would, Sean.
I'd come right at her right now. Every play, I'd bring pressure. Looks like they're lined up to bring pressure. Bliss
They do.
showing blitz.
Everybody's standing. The linemen are standing.
There it is. Pressure came in.
Oh boy.
They're saying
Might
there
have
was a
lost the ball.
fumble.
Third down, I would, Sean.
It is Port Allegany
Going
ball.
right at it right now.
Again, here we'll get you a
Replay,
quick
replay.
replay. We can talk through the replay.
Looks like they're-
So
looks
what
like
had
they're lined
happened
up to
was,
bring pressure.
again, they
Blitz.
brought the
They
pressure
showed it.
blitz.
Everybody standing.
Forced a
The
fumble. I
linemen
don't know who
standing.
was in on it. There it is. Maybe it was pressure came in. Neely.
Oh, boy.
They're saying
on the left side.
it may have been Neely that caused the fumble, and we didn't know who recovered it. But Port Allegany's ball, 1st and goal at the 1 as we're back to live action. Folks, also let us know what you think about the replay here. We don't have the sideline camera, but that's because of electrical outlets and electrical leads, but we'll work on that. Like, I mean, the playoffs, we were fortunate to be at Bradford, and they hooked us up pretty good. Okay, Port now back in the eye. Coach Binkowski didn't like something he saw. All time clock was running down, about 5 seconds on the clock. So he takes the timeout. If I'm betting man here, I think I'm just going to give it to Bliss or maybe let Wilfong keep it on the sneak.
Yep. Wilfong's a pretty small guy. He just needs a crack.
Yep. Just, you know, and he's taking a snap from his brother. You know,
That's
so
right, yeah.
you got Levi, the offensive center.
I imagine he doesn't have to say a word. He just knows and
Yeah.
taps him just right.
I mean, it's funny how you got two different sides. You know, they're brothers, and Levi's a big boy in the weight room. I know he's dedicated to the weight room. Another thing, too, all the linemen are dedicated to the weight room.
Yep.
You know, you come by during the summer and stuff, and you've got kids lifting. That says a lot for the dedication the offensive line has. Okay, Port Allegany, 1st and goal from maybe the 1. We'll call it the 1, half-yard line. Okay, Wilfong looks to the sidelines.
Power the elephant line there with Freer and
The elephant line to the
Kisco.
right. Hand off to Stiles. Stiles into the end zone. Stiles on a 1-yard touchdown run. That's 2 for him on the evening. 1 from 8 and 1 from 1. 4:27 left in the first quarter.
Jared Funk in to try the extra point on the hold of Nick Wilfong.
Funk
That's a good thing if you're a
back for the PAT.
extra point attempt by Funk.
Snaps good. Kicks up. Kicks true. At least it looked true. No, it was wide to the right.
27 to go in the first quarter.
Funk's kick is wide right.
Dedication, the offensive
right.
line. Some of
has.
the Bills fans out there know about Scott
Norwood.
Norwood. He had a
First and
famous
goal
wide
from
right. Maybe the
Ouch.
1. We'll call it K. It's 13-0. I had to say that because Mr. George Riley is the PA announcer. I knew he heard me. So,
hey, 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, Sean.
yeah. Port Allegany, other than their 3 and out, I mean, they ended up getting decent field position on the punt return by Stiles. You know, they set them up, like the 30. So, I mean, 2 short fields for Port Allegany, which you really need to do and really need to capitalize on.
For sure. Yep. No passes yet from the Gators.
It
I do
is.
like what Ridgeway's doing when they're lining up, spread out. I think that's the way they're going to have to attack the Gators. They're going to have to pass protect. Their quarterback needs time to throw, but you're not going to beat our up front with the running game. I don't think they spread us out. That's where they can try to challenge the Port secondary here.
You know, now I'm going to make fun of my own team. I'm a Dolphins fan, but we got 2 as our quarterback. We need to bring back like Ricky Williams and Larry Zonka because I don't think we're going to get any done through the air. Okay, Port Allegany back to kick. Funk's kick. Oh, it threw, but he didn't touch it though, so that will be a touchback. So that's a touchback through the hands of Alex Gelbo, but never touched it.
27 to go in the first quarter. The Yonkers
Solid kick by Funk. 2 solid deep kicks.
Yeah, both of them
That's
hit
huge.
inside the 10. So,
That's oh yeah.
okay, Ridgeway takes over on the 20-yard line. This time,
from the 20.
Tight trips.
Larkin under center.
On first down.
Tight trips to the left.
Center now. They pitch it
Pitch out. We got a motion. It looked like the up man in the tight formation, the front man, which would be the tight slot, looked like he leaned forward to start the play.
So 1st and 15 for Ridgeway as it backs them up to their own 15. Now back in the pistol is Larkin. He has Del Honey to his left this time. 2 by 2, the Elkers go. We have to reset the play clock. Forgot to reset. Umpire Marvin Moore is right on that. Marvin's been umpiring for a long time. So tonight's officials, I'll get them to you as soon as we can here.
Yeah, Sean, I do think this is the formation. I think Ridgeway, they need to test our secondary, but can they pass protect?
Del Honey, quick out. Kilpack off his hands.
Larkin's pass intended for Kilpack falls incomplete. Bring up 2nd and 15.
Again, probably the right idea. Quick pass, get rid of it. He had a little more time there to make a better throw.
Yeah, that cornerback is Kellen Vayu.
And he was off. He was playing off.
Yeah, I mean, you have to play off when you're young, you know, when you have inexperience. Play that deep zone.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, again, Ridgeway comes 2 to the left with nobody covering the slot man. Again, Styles with a blitz slowed everything down.
Yep.
And then Neely in on the tackle. And Bliss was also there.
Yep.
So Styles actually blew the play up, let it into the hands of Bliss and Neely.
Bring about 3rd and 18.
Brings up 3rd and long, 3rd and 18 with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yeah,
So-
Styles playing outside linebacker.
So a loss of 3 on the play, 3rd and 18, 3:49 and counting.
From the shotgun, back to throw Larkin.
Larkin back to throw in the middle was pressure. He got it off. Fumble. Ball's loose. Picked up by Wilfong. Wilfong dancing. He slides down. Pass was completed to number 87, Michael Gerd. Jarred loose.
Styles playing.
I can't remember who made the hit on that play. So a loss of 3 on the play. Wilfong picked up the 3:49 loose ball. It may have been Kaiser or Larkin back to throw in the middle was pressure. He got it off.
Fumble.
Ball's loose. Picked up by Wilfong. Port Allegany takes over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
3:36 to go in the first
Back. Now they have a split back. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Little fake, motion back to Styles. Styles comes outside. We've got a flag on the play. That far down the field, though, I don't know what they're going to call. It may be holding on the inside. It is holding against the Gators. That 29-yard run will come back. 9-yard line. Ran a little cross scissors there like they back. Now they have a split back. Archer and 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Moses. Little fake, motion back to Styles. Styles comes outside. We've got a flag on the play. That far down.
Oh, thank you. That was about to eat me alive, wasn't it?
1st and 20 from the 29-yard.
He's loose here now. We're sharing a booth with Ridgeway's radio, and there's a huge spider crawling on the play-by-play announce. Oh, it's back. I'm going to get it.
Kill that thing. Hey, it's a spider. We can't have him in here.
Where did that come from?
It was on my neck earlier. Honestly, I knocked it off. Okay, it's gone. So
took care of the
back
spider.
to the game.
Styles for a gain of 1 brings up 2nd down.
Well, it's that time of the year, Sean.
Yes, it
Spiders
is.
get big late summer, early fall. But we love the fall. We love high school football, Friday night lights.
So Styles for a gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 18. I mean, tough to have that 29-yard touchdown run taken away. But again, Styles showed explosiveness.
He did. He follows his blocks well, and it's set up well outside.
Port Allegany now Funk far left, 2 to the right. Bliss protection. Wilfong looks for his first pass. Gets it through the goes through Styles' hands, but then dropped by Kaiser.
Yeah. Wow. They almost made
official right on top of it.
Well, and it's set up well outside.
So Wilfong's first attempt incomplete. Funk far left, 2 to the right. Bliss protection.
With a different formation.
Wilfong looks for his first pass. And gets it through the
goes through
Styles. Now they have Kaiser far side, which is Port Allegany sideline, wide side of the field. He's wide. Kaiser's in the slot. Styles in the other slot with Funk wide to the side. Wilfong has Bliss beside him. Wilfong steps back. Bliss looking to pick somebody up. Wilfong with a pass. He has Kaiser.
Oh,
Kaiser with the catch. Kaiser knocked out of bounds at about the 11. Make it to 12.
on the money.
Kaiser's so in
that
the
is
slot.
a
Styles in the other
20
slot with Funk wide to the side. Wilfong has 25-yard completion beside him.
Got a good replay here.
Wilfong steps
Nice
back.
pass
Bliss looking
from
to pick
Nick.
somebody up.
Puts
Wilfong
it
with
on
a
the
pass.
money.
He has Kaiser.
Oh,
Kaiser.
His man gets a little mixed up there.
Again, Port Allegany. I mean, now you can't come up and
Yep.
defend the box. You know what I mean?
That's
So
what that power
you're-
run game does for you. It opens up your surprise pass.
That's right.
Although that was an obvious pass play.
Okay, here you go. You've got Styles to the left. Another scissors trap.
Little
This time to
counter.
Bliss.
He's going to go
Bliss gets bottled
outside.
up, bounces outside for no gain. We got a flag on the play for something. I believe we're going to get holding because number 2,
Bliss on the carries.
Larkin, is trying to
Loss.
tuck his shoulder pad back in his jersey.
Number 56,
Yeah, it's not a
Alex
good sign.
Merritt will be able to flag on the play.
Alex Merritt on that tackle. Let's see what this penalty is.
It is holding against Port Allegany.
Holding on the Gators.
Got some grabbing out on the edge there.
Yeah, I mean, it's
But back to the Kaiser catch. He made up for that pass he had in his hands before, which would have been pretty amazing, but then he came up with that nice big pass. That's a nice job for the sophomore.
yeah, it is. I mean, it's like a, hey, forget about it. Let's play for the next one. Okay, Port Allegany again.
First down, 22 there.
Still first quarter.
Yep, 2:19. We'll try to get you some other scores from around District 9 tonight. So it will be 1st and 20 for Port Allegany from their own 23. I call it to 24.
These are the down and distances Port Allegany needs to stay out of with that strong running game. This is hard to overcome.
Definitely is. Hand off to Styles. Styles up the middle for a gain of about 5.
Styles will pick up a couple of yards.
So Port Allegany came out, and the first 3 handoffs were to Bliss. Then they went to Styles a couple times, then Bliss again, and now back to Styles. So they're pretty much running it. You know, they're sharing the ball, but mostly since they go in this eye, it's been the eye back or the tailback that has been receiving the majority of the carries. Again in the eye. Power to the left this time. They have 4 offensive linemen to the left. We have I believe we got Ridgeway lining up in a neutral zone.
Offsides on Ridgeway.
So that'll give Port Allegany a free 5 yards to make it 2nd and 13.
That makes up for some of your penalty yards you lost. Now you're in a manageable second down.
Correct. Definitely agree with you, Doug. So again, Port Allegany still stays. They have Kaiser really wide left to the far side. 4 offensive linemen on the left of the offensive line. Wilfong barks a signal, looks over. I look for another cross here, maybe to the short side of the field. Pass to Styles.
Outside.
Styles has a block. Young leading the way. We've got a flag, a penalty called. I believe we're going to get a clip or a hold.
Down by the first down marker will be another penalty on the flag.
That was like right at the point of attack, about 10 yards down. So that should be from the spot of the foul, which will make a second down. And a good thing for Port Allegany, it was far enough downfield. They're not going to be like 2nd and 22, but like maybe 2nd and 14 or something like that.
I didn't see who was blocking downfield, but Button had gotten around his guy and sealed off the outside.
Yeah, it was
I don't
definitely
think
sealed.
It was him.
It's hard to point out who it may have been.
I like Coach's feet. You see his shoes? Those are like fluorescent orange shoes.
60 pulling outside, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, usually something like that, But
Second
okay,
and
so
22 now. Ball at the 24-yard
oh,
line
they
with the
did bring it.
Elkers.
Not it wasn't a spot foul.
47 seconds
It's from the
left
line
here
of
in this
scrimmage.
first quarter. No, it's
So now again, Port putting themselves in a bit of a hole. This is hard to overcome with just the run game.
You know, for all the rushing attempts we've had, we're still in the first quarter. I mean, there's
I can't believe it.
47
It feels like the
seconds
longest
left.
first quarter, right?
We had the clearing game last year, and that quarter took like an hour.
Usually it's the passing game and the incomplete passes that slows the game
Yeah.
down.
I mean, there's definitely been some penalties. So
Nah, they're
now they realized
fixing it.
it's a spot foul. It's a spot foul. Not from the line of scrimmage, so they went back to the spot.
oh, so it's why is that? I thought that was just unless it was a block in the back.
The hold was far enough downfield. That's why it's a spot foul. It comes back. So again, my streak stays alive, Doug. I even said 2nd and 14. Look at that.
You don't even use binoculars, but you pick those things up.
Yeah, but
Really well.
my wife and my daughter give me heck because I don't use my glasses at home. So
That's different.
That's the deal with that.
I just think my arms
Still
got shorter.
second down, man.
Yep, 2nd and 14. Still 25 seconds left.
Wilfong under center.
Hand off to Stiles. Stiles up the middle. Gain of about maybe 1 as he's met there by number 12, Eric Hoffman, as he was stood up by the defensive line of Ridgeway. Hoffman filled. So it looks like we're going to be going to the second quarter as Port Allegany is going to let this clock run out. And we'll be back in about a minute with the start of the second quarter. Thank you all for tuning in today. So far, we are up to 236 views. That says a lot for everybody that tunes in.
First game of the year.
Again, thank you to the administration, Mr. Gary Buxton, Mr. Mark Budd, Mr. Greg Oliver, also AD, Mr. Aaron Clark, for allowing us to do this. And again, thank you all, and we'll be back in about 30 seconds. Again, we're back here. We're live. 3rd and 14. Also, a special thank you to Ian Grego. I always mispronounce his name, but a special thank you to Ian for coming up again, helping us out, and with Dakota being here. So again, Ian, special thank you to you. Again, thank you to David Bartlett for running the computer, Doug for being here on my right-hand side, and most importantly is the man up top, Dan Funk, who's running the camera. Stiles, gain of about 5, brings up 4th and 9 for Port Allegany from the 16. Again, I mean, do you try to bring Funk in, or do you pin him deep, play the field position game?
No, they're not. They're not. They won't punt here. You mean?
No,
field
I mean
goal,
bring
field goal?
Funk in, yeah.
I would
Funk
like to
in for
see it.
field.
I would like to see
You
it.
see what you got. Okay. Wilfong back. Pressure comes. Wilfong to his right. Looking. Wilfong throws it to Kaiser. Woo! Kaiser with the catch.
Forward.
That was a 12-yard touchdown pass. by Wilfong. No, I mean bring Funk in, yeah. Weimel with the pressure.
He was. I mean, Weimel was on him. He covered it well.
Wilfong back.
Really
Pressure
strong
comes. Wilfong
catch
to his
from
right.
Yeah.
Looking,
Coming
Wilfong
up
throws
was,
it to
Kaiser.
Kaiser. Woo. Kaiser with a kick. 56 with a pressure. Weimel had it covered well. Wilfong found the way in there. So Wilfong with a 12-yard touchdown pass makes it 19-0. 11:06. Funk in for the PAT.
I think in Wilfong showing off what he brings to that quarterback position is his mobility, Sean. He might not be the tallest guy, but he can move around. He's very quick, and he made that play with his legs first.
Yeah, yep, bought himself some time. Pressure was right in the face. Bought himself some time. Did a real nice job.
I honestly think the defense thought he would run at that point, the way he was coming to the line like he was. Very, very nice job, Nick.
Yeah, I tell you what, one thing, too, that we've got all the windows open here in the booth, you know, on a humid night in Port Allegany. I mean, it's pretty tough, but maybe we could work on getting some air conditioning up here sometime in the near future. I mean, we got the heaters. We stay plenty warm in the winter.
As soon as halftime gets here, these doors are getting opened up. I'm getting some feedback.
Also, as Port Allegany gets ready to kick off, special shout out to some of those people who are gathered at area restaurants. Again, there's like 45 to 50 people watching from the 2 mile. I just got a text about that. I know Port Allegany VMI is also watching. I'm sure like Mose is watching and everybody's watching. So again, even though we say 248, a lot of those may be like 30 people here, 40 people there. At the Seneca, I know the Seneca restaurant was going to show the game tonight. So thank you all for joining us.
Yeah, I know, Sean, that was something that grew last year as their season got bigger and bigger, and now we're seeing it continue into this year. That's really cool for the kids and the community.
Yeah, it's great to see everybody. Funk's kick
Nice.
kind of checks up.
Wow. It's
picked up, fumbled. He's down. Yeah, because he went down to a knee to pick it up. That is number 23, Alex Galbo. Went down to the knee to pick it up. As soon as he touches the ball's down.
I was sure, Sean, that ball was going out of bounds. I mean, it looked in every way, and I think he was fooled too a little bit. And then the ball just died.
I mean, that's a heck of a golf shot.
That's how you want to kick them right there, if you can do that.
So, again, something that we've noticed now, this is Ridgeway's best starting position on a kickoff at the 15.
Wow. Wow.
So that's something that, you know.
They're three tight there.
Under the eye, pitch to Delhoney. Delhoney goes to the left. He's chased by Young, brought down by Kaiser. Kaiser on a tackle after a gain of 1 for Delhoney. That time, Larkin was in the under center that time.
Ridgeway's trying to use those three lined up as wide receivers to kind of overload that end, but the outside linebacker fought through that and made the play.
Yeah, again, nice play out there. Here we go again.
Ridgeway
back, their version of the eye. Singles up to the left, into the right. Hand off to number 12, Hoffman. Hoffman with a gain of about maybe 2.
One more before he's tackled by Braylon Button.
Brings up 3rd and 7. At the 17 of Ridgeway. Again, very fortunate we are, Doug, that we have this system that we can broadcast our games to everybody, whoever wants to tune in. Okay, Larkin back. He's being chased.
Whoa.
He's caught by, I believe it was Neely. No, it was Miska Young.
He showed some tremendous speed there, Sean, for a defensive end.
And he was a far defensive end. He was a defensive end on a wide side just to track it down for a loss of 4. So give a sack to Miska Young.
On the play, Ridgeway's trying to they have that single coverage out here. which it may break open, but the pressure is too much for him to get the pass off.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, that's a big distance to cover, and Miska just put his head down the way he went.
Impressive.
Fourth down, Ridgeway set to punt. Lewis with the kick, straight up, doesn't turn over. It's going to fold back. Port Allegany gets away. It'll be 1st and 10 for Port Allegany
Punt was out to the 43-yard line where it's down by the Elkers. The
at the Ridgeway 42.
With 8:46 to go in the first half.
Well, their average drive start, I'd have to look it up, but I mean, just off the top of my head, Rick, the average drive start is.
And also, David, the technician here, said we have some audio feedback on a replay, so we apologize for that. Like I said, Ridgeway, the replay is something we did just in a one playoff game last year, I believe, so we're trying to get that down and perfected. So, 8:46 to go. Port Allegany's ball at the Ridgeway 43. Port Allegany this time has 4 linemen, 2 to left, which is a wide side, with Kaiser out wide left. Hands off to Stiles. Stiles up the middle for a gain of about, give him 5.
Stiles going to pick up about 5 on that carry. Brought down by number 4, Derek Bible.
Beimel in on the tackle.
Back when I played, back when there were leather helmets and everything, Coach always said a 4-yard gain is a win. Because you get 3 4-yard gains in a row, you get a first down. Now that was way back in the ancient times.
Okay, Port Allegany now. Comes up at the 39.
Shotgun.
Barney Rubble was
Did that counter again. Look at this.
Now this is Bliss. Bliss with a nice cut. Bliss will go the distance.
It's that scissors, Sean.
Again, we talked about it.
Opened up big time. They've been cut. They're keying on Stiles getting all these carries, and then that scissors play or counter opens up. Bliss puts a move on the one guy that might have had a chance, and he cut inside. And beautiful. Did that counter again. Look at this.
Now this is Bliss. Bliss with a nice. Another thing, too, nice downfield blocking. If people don't realize that, I think it was Wilfong that got down there and made the block to seal. Because you're told if you're the center, you go to the first level. If nobody's there, you peel to the second. And I believe it was Wilfong that made the block, the offensive lineman, like 15 yards downfield where he made his cut. Port now goes for 2. Wilfong has Bliss to his right. Stiles straight through with an ISO. Stiles is stopped short. So with 7:52 to go, the score, Port Allegany 25, Ridgeway nothing, 7:52 to go. Second quarter.
A lot of time left here. A lot of time left. If Ridgeway can answer here, Sean, with that pass game, if they can get a little pass protection.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the list of the cheerleaders. I would like to announce the cheerleaders.
Did we?
Coach Austin sent it up, but it's missing someplace. Okay, I know she sent it up, so we'll go through it. So, again, the cheerleaders are Stephanie Alcott, Lily Babcock, Willow Babcock, Vanessa Bear, Riley Cooper-Smith, manager, Trinity Hamilton, Savannah Hart, Destiny Jimerson, Justice Moore, Ava Ray Redmond, Riley Redmond, Lillian Reed, Elena Reinhardt, Mila Senna, Serenity Schroll, Candace Smoker, Hannah Wirtz, and Kaya Yenser. Again, the Port Allegany cheerleaders.
Okay, with the return there, Sean. A good return.
Ridgeway has the ball 1st and 10 at their own 32. You know, good for Ridgeway. That's the best field position they have had. Again,
That's the best tonight.
Larkin
in the pistol with Delhoney to his right. Sends Hoffman in motion. Back to pass. Pressure coming, steps up the middle. He's met by Bliss after a gain of about 9.
And again, last year, he showed that he could run the ball too. That was a nice read by him. Pulled it down, and the middle opened up.
Again, if the way Port's defensive ends are coming in and crashing, you know, the middle is going to open up for you if you have a chance to see it. Okay, 2nd down and 1.
Formation now. Larkin will survey everything.
Larkin under center. I formation. Hand off to Hoffman. Hoffman for a gain of about 3. That'll be a first down for Ridgeway. That may be Ridgeway's first down of the game, I believe. Yes, that is Ridgeway's first down of the game.
7 minutes to go in the first half, 25-0. Elkers trail this one. It's been all Port Allegany in the first
One
half.
thing Ridgeway could do here, Sean, is a little bit more of a rollout game to get away from that pressure early and maybe just look at one side of the field in the pass game.
Hoffman in motion, handoff inside to Delhoney. Delhoney breaks the tackle.
Running tough.
What a run there by Rocco Delhoney. As he
Running
gets up to midfield.
tough, number 44. He wasn't going down after
No.
contact. He might see some more carries here.
Funk coming up from the safety position. First time we mentioned his name today, while we have on the offensive side with the kickoffs and the field and the extra points. So Funk coming up, filling from a safety position at 6'5". That's a big, deep middle defender. Okay, here we go. Ball lost. Port Allegany's on it. Recovered by Neely. No, that's not Neely. It's number 79, Austin Freer.
Who's getting some time there on the line, getting some guys rotated in, comes up with the big fumble.
So okay, here's your replay, folks. We'll try not to talk through it. 6'5". That's a big, deep middle defender. Okay, here we go. Ball lost. Port Allegany's on it. Okay, we have a timeout with 6:07. Port Allegany up 25-0. Port Allegany's ball on the Ridgeway 48-yard line. Again, looked like we were going to have some trouble with the rain that came through. I mean, wasn't really a hard rain. It was that misty rain that just kind of upset you. I mean, we got Dan set up with a tent. I mean, it's pretty bad. You know, we're talking about Jared's height, and we got Dan up there. Well, he's probably about 6'3", 6'4", maybe 6'5", and we got the tent set up about 6 foot. I mean, he's happy with it, so.
Is he sitting?
I hope he's sitting. I mean, you and I could go up there and not touch our heads.
I know.
All right,
Yeah.
so.
Not much hits our heads, Sean.
That is true. I mean, yeah, I'm not afraid to admit, Doug, you and I are both vertically challenged. Here we go, 6:07 left. Port Allegany's ball at the Ridgeway 48. Will Funk back in a pistol this time.
Tight.
Yeah, they have
Forward.
tight slots.
Yep.
Okay, they got Bliss here. Look for maybe like Styles to come through on a motion or something. Hand off to Bliss. Bliss up the right side. Bliss is loose. Bliss out of bounds at about 32, maybe 32. Yeah, call it to 32. So Bliss with a gain of 16.
He's going to pick up enough for a first down.
Rip up 16 yards.
Brought down by Sam
Another
Lewis.
play where you have the two wide receivers tight on each side, but those guys are just extra blockers to get that edge.
Yeah, it's a different look. Instead of coming with the 4 offensive linemen staggered to the one side, you know, hey, we'll bring in 2 receivers again. Port Allegany tight. No, they actually have Funk, I believe. Causer is wide to the right, the short side. Tight trips this side. This time a flip to Bliss. Bliss reads his block. He's got Young downfield blocking for him. A gain to the 15. So that will be a pickup of 17 for Bliss.
Brought down again by
Receivers
You know, it's
again
kind of
for
funny, you know,
Allegheny,
because you
tight.
get Styles.
Now they
who's
actually
more
have
the
Funk, I
speedy
believe.
back.
And you got Bliss now that they're running.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Causer is wide
inside
to
the
the right,
tackles,
the short
right
side.
at the tackles, bouncing it outside. So, I mean, kudos to Bliss, too. I mean, Port Allegany looks like they're not, I mean, it's going to take 2 or 3 games to replace what they lost. But I think these sophomores will do good, Doug.
Yeah, they're showing a lot behind this line.
Yep. Okay, hand off to Bliss here.
The inside power.
Okay, that's what you're used from the Port Allegany fullback. So,
Yeah.
Bliss, give him a gain of 4.
I like what I see out of this Gator team.
All right, that'll make it 2nd and 6 from the 16-yard line. Again, you know, like we said earlier, Doug, you know, it was going to take a while for the backs to get their timing and stuff down, you know, and, I mean, can't say enough about the job the offensive line has done. I mean, they're opening up holes that maybe you or I could get 4 or 5 yards. I mean, we're not going 10, 15. I mean, 4 or 5 we're laying down. Wilfong back to pass. Pressure. Wilfong scrambles to the right. Wilfong tucks it, makes a cut. Wilfong's going to be brought down short of the first down. Give Wilfong a gain of about give Wilfong a gain of 5, bringing up 3rd and 1.
Great mobility that you're getting from Nick Wilfong out of the quarterback position. That's
Oh yeah, definitely.
elusive.
Port Allegany now brings Tristan Kaiser really wide left to the wide side. By doing that, they take away a defensive back because you have to honor him being out there. If not, it's just a quick pass there. So right now, you've really got 10 on 10, and you've got the edge already. Hand off into Bliss. Bliss with a gain of maybe 2 for the first down. Brought down by Kilpeck or Ridgeway. It'll be first down and goal for Port Allegany. I'm going to say about the 6-yard line. 6 or 7. We'll call it the 6. That is tough to see that far down there.
It is. There's no numbers out there to look at.
Well, we do have all the numbers on the sidelines. I mean, we can adapt and do that. That's fine. Okay, here we go. Hand off to Styles. Styles up. Oh, he is met head on.
Introduced very rudely to Michael Gerg.
Michael Gerg filling the gap
Leveled the hit on that.
from his safety position. Gerg, oh, they got him listed as a linebacker, but Gerg come in, filled the hole. Give him a gain of 2.
That was a shot.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's like, hello, how do you do?
So you want to be a running back. But Styles is up back up, and it looks like he's okay.
Yep. Okay, 2:51 left in the second quarter. 25-0. The host Port Allegany Gators up. This time we got a motion penalty against the Gators. That'll back them up 5.
Penalty flag on the field, illegal procedure against the Gators, back them up 5 yards. Still 2nd and goal from about the 7.
Again, some of the offensive linemen coming out. In goes Causer and Funk. Look for Port here, something quick. I mean, spread out wide, look for a slant to your slots, but no, Port comes in with double tights. We're going to call it double tight slot. They have Funk and Styles to the left, Causer and Kaiser to the right, trying to trip me up. Quick pitch to Kaiser. Kaiser looks to follow his block. Kaiser inside to about the 2.
Kaiser takes the pass.
Is that Kaiser's first carry?
Yeah, that was actually a pass because it was in front.
Yep.
Brought down by number 12, Hoffman.
So we'll give Wilfong a 4-yard completion. Kaiser with a 4-yard completion. Puts Port Allegany at about the 2. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2.
That goes in the book as a completion. On the night, Wilfong 3 of 4.
Yeah, but, you know, I agree. These are the toughest yards. Our
Backfield, that tight formation, they go
David
west,
Bartlett
left
brought it
side,
up. These are
push it,
toughest
push it,
yards. But
blitz.
if you've got an offensive line
Down at the 1.
like Port Allegany does, I mean, and then you hand it off to your new big replacement back, Brandon Bliss. Give him a gain of 2. Brings up 4th and 1 for the Gators from the 1-yard line. So 4th and goal from the 1. Doug, what do you do here?
I probably would go back to the elephant line, but they are going 3 wide. Probably quarterback keeper here myself, Sean.
You guessing quarterback keep because they spread everything out?
Yes.
Okay.
But he's in the eye.
Yes, I think they're just going to give a quick hitter to Bliss. No, they pitch it to Styles. Styles walks into the end zone.
Might be his
Styles with a 1-yard.
For another Gator touchdown.
Might be his 4th TD today.
His third touchdown of the day. Wilfong, Bliss has a 39-yard run. This is touchdown run. Styles has an 8-yard, a 1-yard, and another 1-yard. Wilfong has a 12-yard touchdown pass. That was to Kaiser.
St. Mary's on the $1 million highway, their world revolves around you. The Gators will go for 2.
So Port Allegany lines up for 2 with a 31-0 lead. 42 seconds left.
Shotgun formation for Wilfong. And
Wilfong hands off to Bliss.
Scissors.
Bliss in for the 2-point conversion. Again, the scissors, like we talked about it. You could tell they were going to set it up.
It's wide open.
So again, the score is Port Allegany 33, Ridgeway nothing. 42 seconds left in the half. Let's see if Funk can pin him back again with a nice kickoff like he has been doing. Folks, at halftime, we'll take a short, maybe 10-minute break. Try to give you some stats. I mean, I'm trying my best to get them down, but I don't know how accurate they're going to be. But at least I can give you the touchdowns. So, again, thank everybody for joining us now. We are up to 313 views, which says a lot. I believe Mr. Buxton and I were talking about it, and I told him first game of the year, 200 would be nice. So we're already up to 314 now. Plus, we got everybody else watching. You know, it's like a house party.
Wow.
Something that started last year, especially during a playoff run, you know. Places I know, like, people were having people over to their houses, you know. And that says a lot about the following that this football team has had. And it says a lot about the coaching staff, you know. Shout out to Justin Binkowski for what he's done with this team. You know, they're always doing stuff in the community, and all of his assistants. Kick by Funk, fielded at the 15. Galbo up the middle. He's brought down by number 65, Cole Kisco. I mean, there's a lineman down the field making a tackle on special teams.
Galbo on the carry. Got to about the 34-yard
Yeah,
line.
Cole Kisco, senior. There's a guy looking to
Officials timeout.
make some plays for this team. He's on the field quite a bit. We've seen in this extra, the elephant package, and him and Freer are getting some time on that defensive line, subbing in.
Yeah,
Making their presence felt. And again, that line is deep.
Okay, we have a player down. Is it maybe Postlewaite's down? It wouldn't have been Wilfong in on a special teams play, no. It may be Isaac Postlewaite. I believe it was number 6. Skeets Postlewaite, he's a freshman.
And the other game tomorrow, Buckdale at Sheffield.
Dr. Trinetti out on the field, checking it out. Coach Justin Binkowski out there also.
Coach Binkowski out there tending to an injured Gator. Let's see. Get you some updates here. Yeah, Punksy leads Bradford 30-0 in the second quarter. Brookville 7-0 over Central Clarion in the first quarter. Hart City and DuBois, it's 15-12 Gremlins in the second.
Postlewaite's up, walks off the field. I believe that is Postlewaite.
Red Bank 14-7
Yep.
over Smackport in the second.
Looks like it's a knee or ankle,
Sea Valley over
possibly an ankle for Postlewaite.
That is in the second quarter. Elk Catholic out of Weldridge scoreless in the first. And that is all we have at the moment. So, injured player off the field, 35 seconds to go in the half.
Okay.
And the Elkers have it 1st and 10.
Larkin in the
will
gun.
Shotgun with trips to the right here.
He has Delhoney to his right.
Delhoney in the backfield
Trips to the
side.
right, far side.
And a penalty
We've got
flag
motion.
will be moved
10.
on the Elkers.
It was the
Brock
wide out.
Kudrick just flinched a little bit.
Illegal procedure against Ridgeway. It's costing them 5 yards. It'll be a 1st and 15.
The formation leads you to think they're going to try to move the ball down the field here, passing.
Again, Julian Capel now in
Coming up here at halftime.
as an extra defensive back. As Port Allegany goes 4 defensive backs, drops their linebackers back. So Kaiser and Stiles are paying 5-10 yards off the ball. Pressure comes, gets away from it. Pass caught by Kilpeck. Oh, ruled incomplete.
Kilpack falls incomplete. They bring up 2nd down.
Oh, it was called complete.
Yeah, they did spot it there.
Oh,
no,
now
yeah.
he comes over and says, all right, now it hit the ground. It was incomplete. All right, so the ball will be placed back 4 more yards to the 30.
Second and 15.
Okay, so it brings up another 1st down. No, it should be 2nd and 15.
Shotgun for Larkin. He's back.
Okay, again, Larkin back. Pressured
Balls out
again.
to the right.
Coming up.
Ooh.
It's incomplete.
Delivering a hit was
Out here for
Aiden Bliss.
Pass intended for number 12.
Bliss comes over to say, hey,
Falls incomplete.
part of the game, let me help you up.
15.
I mean,
Tips and brings up 3rd down.
and again, Larkin gave him a pat on the back, said, yeah, I understand it.
Starting to take full effect here in Port Allegany.
So 19 seconds left, 33-0 Port Allegany.
St. Mary's, 97-5 the Hound.
When the inside pressure doesn't get to Larkin, it's Bliss, it's the linebackers.
That they bring up the middle. So, I mean, they got Bliss flying all over the place now, playing Matt Catmouse.
Larkin under
Uh-oh, he's in trouble. Miska Young, first one there. And Yuso Young and Carson Neely.
Brothers Young meeting at the quarterback.
And Neely there, too. So right there is your
your heavy-
89-pounder, 2 15-pounder, and heavyweight. Oh, and that will end the first half as Port Allegany leads their opening game 33-0 over visiting Ridgeway Elkers. We'll be back in about 12 minutes to go live again with some stats. Thank you, and we'll
by Bell Sweet Poultry on Brayton Street in Kane. Coming up.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Sorry it's a little bit longer. I run into some people I had to talk to, the Arfetal family from Ridgeway. Real nice people, close to my heart. Put a wrestling camp on here. My friends Isaac Greeley and Aaron Rendos and myself dedicated a wrestling camp in memory of their son, Bruno. Last year was a 20th year, very successful camp. It's the best wrestling camp you're never going to hear about. So now on to some stats. Peyton Stiles has 3 touchdowns for the Gators. 1 of 8, 2 touchdowns of 1 yard apiece. Bliss had a 39-yard scamper. Wilfong is 3 of 4 passing with 1 touchdown, a 12-yard strike to Kaiser. Receiving, Kaiser has all 3 receptions for the Gators. And Kaiser has 41 yards receiving, as does Wilfong have 41 yards rushing. I'll give you the stats for the running backs here. Bliss has Stiles has 41 yards rushing on 11 carries. Bliss has
those are 2 teams that could be under the radar of a lot of people this year for very good reason, because they didn't have very good campaigns last year, mainly Union AC Valley, but they got some kids that can play football.
Unofficially, I have Aiden, I almost said Brandon Bliss, who was his dad, who was also a running back here in Port Allegany. So Aiden Bliss unofficially has 92 yards rushing. Stiles has 41. So Port Allegany has a 134 yards on the ground in the first half, like we had discussed. Some scores around the league that Doug will take over and give you some of them. So, Doug, this is you.
Well, I only wrote one down that I heard. That was Cameron County 14, Union 13 at halftime.
I heard that
game there.
Clarion was up on Brookville by a score.
We'll do a better job getting you those scores of these other games.
Kilpeck with a return, returns it to about the 30.
Kilpack is out to about the 30. Score is brought down by number 74, Ethan Tarbox.
So at this point, Rick, I think if you're Coach Heindel, you got to look for some positive steps here. That's the first step.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10, Ridgeway at the 30. Pitch by Larkin. Larkin up the middle for a gain of about maybe give him 8.
Yeah, I think Bliss tripped him up. Boy, he was off to the races there if he broke that tackle.
Yeah, Bliss with a shoestring tackle.
Boys brought down by Aiden Bliss. Bring up 2nd and 2.
Yeah, that was a quick misdirection. Fake pitch, take it up the middle and go. Okay, again, this time Larkin under center. Del Honey in the fullback position. Hand off to Hoffman. Hoffman for a gain of about 2. You give him 3, that'll be a first down.
He's going to have it up to the 41-yard
Hoffman on the carry. He's going to get enough for the first down.
That's the 2nd first down of the night for the Elkers. And with those last
Okay, Ridgeway with their 2nd first down of the evening. Larkin.
Hoffman will go split here to the right, a slot left now in the formation for Ridgeway.
In the shotgun. Fakes a handoff.
There they go.
Back to pass over the middle. Intercepted by Jared Funk. Funk steps in front of it at 6'5". Down the sideline goes Funk. Returns it to inside the 25 of Ridgeway. Make it to 24. Again, Larkin went back, had time. In the shotgun. Fakes a handoff.
There they go.
Back to pass over the middle. Intercepted by Jared Funk. Funk steps in front of it at 6'5". Did the other way.
Yeah, just played the center field position really well, kept his eyes on the quarterback. I like what Ridgeway's trying to do there. I think that's the part of the game that is in question, is the secondary. So you have to try to push it if you're Ridgeway and pass the ball.
Port Allegany takes over at their own 30. First and goal. 10:38. Clock stops with a change of possession. Do remember, though, if it's 35 points or more, the clock will continuously run. Okay, hand off to Bliss. Fake to Bliss. Lateral pass to Stiles. Stiles makes a cut. Stiles, he's picked up some blockers. Stiles, did he get in? He's in.
He did.
Again, that is a rush by Stiles because that pass was backwards. So that's a 31-yard rushing touchdown by Stiles, giving him 4 on the night.
Wow.
Again, and as you saw, receivers were down the field blocking for him, set up that cutback. I mean, that was a 31-yard run, but he probably ran 90.
Did it with style.
That's some Jim Kelly Player of the Week numbers you're seeing from Peyton Stiles tonight.
Okay, field goal extra point is up and good, making a score 40-0. Yeah, I do agree with you on that too, Doug. So 40-0, 10:24 in the third quarter.
And the Gators, John, they just continue to show new wrinkles to what this offense can do. Wow, another nice little play.
I don't believe that we saw like the two tights in close last year at all.
No.
Saw the eye a little bit in the playoffs. This little backward swing pass, that's a new wrinkle, you know. So, yeah, I mean, kudos to the coordinators.
And really, like you said, though, a variation of the run game there.
Yeah, all that is a deep handoff. You just extended that handoff 10 yards, you got your guy to the outside, you know. But it is tricky, though, because if he doesn't catch that is a live ball. So we're going to try to get you some scores here, whatever we can. So kick is deep. Picked up by
13.
And it'll be
13.
Elbow on the return for the Elkers back up over the 25 to about the 27-yard line.
Galbo, number 23.
23, yep. I was seeing 13 for some reason.
Now Gators going to call a timeout after that kickoff.
Ridgeway's ball at their own 30.
The lights are bright here tonight now. Full darkness is set in.
You know, and it's funny, as humid as it is tonight, we have not had mandatory water break or a suggested water break yet. So
No.
now maybe Port is making some adjustments here. That's why they called a timeout, because we do see some fresh jerseys in there now, I do believe, for Port Allegany.
Yeah, and really,
Or soon will be, we will.
yeah, and that's how the coach has to look at it at this point with the score and where we are in the game. He's got to think about next week, keeping people fresh.
Yeah, as
And
you
getting
look
some
now,
guys
I mean, sorry to interrupt you, but as you look now, you've got Funk out, Bliss out. Both young brothers are out. Stiles is out. Kisco's out. Neely's out. Button's out. So this is a new defense in there. Now Kaiser's out. So Port Allegany, all 11 of their starters, I do believe, have been replaced, and they're out now. So it's a new defense in there.
Yeah, and if we can, maybe we'll get these names out to the people listening so they can hear.
Their kids. I know Jacob Kaiser's in at defensive end.
Yeah, 74, Tarbox at defensive end.
Yeah, Ethan Tarbox, 74. Vayu stayed in. A gain of about 3 on the play. Tackle made by 62, I believe. Maybe. Maybe 52, maybe Gavin Moses, because it's tough to read the jerseys with the black on the orange. Okay, ball's loose. Dove on. Port Allegany may have it.
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah, yes, it is. Port Allegany ball. Recovered by number 24, I believe. I believe Jacob Causer.
Maybe
I
52,
believe
maybe
Causer
Gavin
had
Moses,
recovery.
because it's tough to read the
Or it went through his hands.
jerseys.
with the black on the orange.
Okay,
Okay, ball's loose.
Timeout. Port
Dove
Allegany
on.
is
Port
entered
Allegany
into
offense. We'll try to run a replay again so we can see it.
The other 32-yard line.
Okay, sorry about that. So, tried to see on a replay who recovered it. We'll give Causer the credit. I believe it was him that recovered it. So, 9:36. Port Allegany calls another timeout. Puts in a whole new offense. Granted, new offensive line. Right now we have, I see Ethan Tarbox out there. I believe Tyler Philhart's out there. Gavin Moses.
number 2, Liam Hoffer. Yeah, some freshmen getting out there and getting some time here.
Jackson Young out also. So now in a quarterback is it number 1? Or let me see.
4 maybe?
Maybe
No,
Big. No.
I can't see who he's standing next to here yet.
Okay, we do apologize, folks, trying to get all these new numbers in. We have Liam Halver's wide left. I believe Causer's in the slot. Snap. No, is it Wilfong still in there? It may be Wolf. Yeah, I believe Wilfong's still in there.
Capel is in the backfield at number 1. I guess he had the carry.
Yeah, Wilfong is still in there at quarterback.
They'll actually lose a yard on play.
Because I believe
Biggest thing the Gators want right now is for that 9-minute, 9-second clock in the third to keep running.
Julian Capel is in the backfield with Wilfong.
Nothing. Port Allegany dominating this one.
I believe it is Kellen Vayu. Quick pass out. Caught by Causer, I believe. Causer for a gain of 3.
Causer with the ball. He's going to pick up about 3, maybe 2.
Brings up 3rd down and 8. Colton Crow is now in the game also. Crow was in the slot. Wilfong hands off to Capel. Capel off the right side, loses 2.
Capel on the carries and lose a couple. Brought down by Killback. Everybody else 4th down.
Brings up a 4th down. Port Allegany now sends in the punt crew.
Bring on the punt team.
Again, with the score 40-0, it is a running clock, so there'll be no. The only time the clock will stop is for a timeout. Port Allegany has 1 timeout left. Button back for his 2nd punt of the game. Punts away, looks good.
Looking to pin it.
Oh, didn't check up. It went into the end zone, ruled a chuck back. So Ridgeway will take over on the 20.
Yeah, it was close for the little corner coffin kick there. It bounced just a little bit outside. He'd have had it on a good punt.
Oh, very nice punt.
Yeah, that's what you want, to drop in right there and just bounce sideways.
Okay, I do see number, I believe it's 82, Henry Troops out there.
Oh, all right, Henry.
Again, shout out to the Port Allegany cheerleaders with Henry when his mom, Terry Austin, is the coach of the Port Allegany cheerleaders. We'll give you a rundown of the cheerleaders here in a minute.
fake the pitch.
Larkin
Larkin keeps it himself.
up the middle for a gain of about 5.
Larkin on the carry. He's brought down by number 58, Tyler Philhart.
Again, the varsity girls cheerleaders, Stephanie Alcott, Lily Babcock, Willow Babcock, Vanessa Bear, Riley Coopersmith, the manager, Trinity Hamilton, Savannah Hart, Destiny Jimerson, Justice Moore, Avery Redmond, Riley Redmond, Lillian Reed, Elena Reinhart, Mila Senna, Serenity Schroll, Caden Smoker, Hannah Wirtz, and Kaya Yenser. Port Allegany cheerleaders. Under center now Larkin. Snap, pitches it back out to Hoffman. Hoffman looks to cut. Hoffman with a loss. He's tackled for a loss of about 2 on the play. In on the tackle, I believe, was number 65, maybe Cole Kisco, maybe 56.
Moses on the tackle for the Gators.
Nope, it was number 52, Gavin Moses.
We're down at about 5, halfway through the third quarter, 40-0. Gators lead it.
Larkin in the shotgun. In motion is Kilpeck. Larkin back to throw. Pressure coming. Larkin gets out. He's tackled by Troop. Henry Troop with a tackle for gain of about, give him 5. Makes it 3rd and 1 from the 30, from the 29. 3rd and 1 from the 29.
Troop kind of a neat story. He played youth football years ago. Maybe tried it one year in junior high. Hasn't played football up until this year, and just made a tackle on a varsity game.
Yeah, it's nice to see like Miska Young and all the defensive linemen excited for a young man like Troop. 4th and 2, Ridgeway. Quick hitter out to Hoffman. He dropped it. Causer was out on the coverage. Turnover on downs by Ridgeway. Ball back to Port Allegany.
The ball, it was just too low. Hoffman couldn't pick it up off the grass.
Now the Gators will take it over. Big night for Peyton Styles.
So,
Touchdowns tonight.
4:50. The clock will start on the signal from the official.
Good doing.
Kellen Vayu, now the quarterback. Vayu under center.
And Aiden Smith in the backfield. They go to Smith.
Pitches
right,
back to
stops
Smith.
now.
Smith with a little stutter step.
Gets hit and dropped for a loss.
Maybe a gain, no gain for Smith.
He pitches it to Aiden Smith.
Back to the
Smith is brought down by
Brings up 2nd and 10.
for no gain.
Aiden Smith Sr.
Again.
A kid that's been at it for all 4 years, getting some action here.
Again, trying to get you all the names we can. You know, we apologize if we don't catch it, but we're trying to get everybody in. Colton Crow in the slot. Liam Hoover out wide. Hand off to Capel up the middle. Capel for a gain of about 2.
just a tad bit further, and that's it.
Brings up 3rd and 9.
Heads up the middle,
Actually, about
picks up
27
1.
is where they'll put him. Right up 3rd and 9.
Brought down by Oren.
Rather 209 yards
Pontius.
total offense for the Gators tonight. Just 25 for the Elkers on 27 offensive plays. That's a 0.9 average. That's tough.
All right.
Shotgun formation.
Vayu back. He rolls. Vayu pressured. Vayu gets away. Vayu has the sideline. Down the sideline he goes. He's going to be about a yard short.
Another nice scramble.
So Vayu with a gain of about
He's got that little small shift
7.
to him.
He wanted to go left down here to number 2. Ridgeway had it double covered. It wasn't there. Then he scrambled around the right. It was open.
Smart smart job on him. Everything's covered. Take off, get what you can get, So now we got a 4th and 2, 4th and 1.
They were really a similar build to Nick, and kind of reminded me of Nick there on that scramble.
2:40 to go in the third.
Veyu again up the middle. He may not make it. So Veyu with no gain.
Number 71, Benjamin Truncheon. And the Elkers will take over on downs.
All right, so Ridgeway takes over, 2:31. Again, the clock stops at change of possessions and timeouts. So we do have a stoppage of the clock here. Ridgeway calls a timeout. Looks like they're going to get some fresh jerseys in. So we'll try to get you some scores if we can somehow.
Let me see if I can get that. Last update that we have. Okay, here we go. Punxsutawney has extended their lead, 37-0 over Bradford.
Punxsutawney up 37-0 over Bradford.
Now is extended to a 29-13 lead over Brookville.
Central Clarion 29-13 over Brookville.
Good one in, I'm not sure where that game, I think it's in DuBois tonight. Hart City leads DuBois 21-19 in the third.
Kern City up 21-19 over DuBois.
Red Bank Valley punched in another one before the half. They lead Smethport 57-7 at the half.
Red Bank Valley up 57-7
Cameron County
over
has
Smethport.
extended to a 20-13 lead over Union AC Valley.
Cameron County is up 20-13 over Union AC Valley.
Games that we haven't updated, there's still nothing in the first. So that's where we are. Here it is 40-0. The Gators lead it.
So kind of surprising that Cameron County over Union AC Valley. I mean, Union AC Valley, Cameron County was, you could tell they were going to be good. It was just going to take time.
A lot of their players were coming back, whereas they didn't lose much, Sean. Cameron County.
No.
Union, though. Union has a great back in Camper.
Stager on the
Yeah.
carry, brought down by number
Great
24,
back,
Jake Causer.
but they did lose some seniors on that Union AC team.
Stager with a gain of about, call it no gain, tackled by Jacob Causer.
Cameron County might be the dark horse in that Region 3.
Yeah. Okay, in quarterback now, Derek Beimel. Beimel in the shotgun. Hands off.
Quick.
Stager
To-
pushing ahead up over the 25 to about the 28-yard line.
I believe it was
Stager on the carry, brought down by
Marcus
number 25,
Alio.
Cam Crow.
Down at about one.
Quick.
Alio with a carry there.
Quick little
Okay.
back there.
Yeah, now Stager, he disappears. Back in the backfield is number 1, I believe, Rocco Allegretto.
Marcus Alio and Frankie Miller into the game, split out here to the near side on the right. Beimel from the shotgun, and they go again up the middle. And that's
Handoff
gonna
up
be
the
a first
middle.
down and more.
Assist
Nice looking run there out to about
as
the
Beimel
35
picks up a
yard line.
first down with 1:07 left in the third quarter. I believe that is Ridgeway's third first down of the game.
Rocco
Zach Allegretto on the carry.
Oh, it was Rocco Allegretto. My apologies. I said he was in the backfield. And
First down.
Yeah, number 1. A good, strong run. His lineman actually helped keep him up and spin him
Yeah.
around, and he got a few extra yards.
number 71, Benjamin Trukin. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are up to 550 views now. Thank you again. So we went from 313 right before halftime up to 553 now as people keep locking in. Low snap, ball picked up, tackle
couple out to about the
made by
Lionel keeps it himself. He's going to pick up a couple.
I believe it was 52.
us down to the end of the third quarter.
We'll give that tackle to Gavin Moses.
The Elkers aren't going to run another one. It will. After 3, it's all Gators.
Okay, that'll be the end of the third quarter with the score here. Port Allegany 40, Ridgeway nothing. We'll be back in about 40 seconds for the start of the fourth quarter. Thank you all for joining. We just got a text message from Chad Moses.
Oak Island.
He's in Oak Island, North Carolina, so shout out to you, Chad. Enjoy yourself. Nice run up the middle.
Nice 20.
By Nate Stager. Stager for a gain of about, give him 24 on the run.
Yeah, nice little scamper. He showed a lot of agility in that run.
Yeah, cut out to the right. And
let's see, 20. That's a freshman.
yeah, Nate Stager. .11:22, clock running. Oh, we got a guy way offsides. Nah, he got back in time. Thought he was in the Canadian Football League there.
Stager.
About to Stager. Nice hit by
52 again.
Gavin Moses.
How about that, Chad?
Yeah, real nice play. 11:22. Yeah, we had Ridgeway's. Oh, we got a guy way
thought he
offside.
was
Nah,
in
he got
the
back in time.
Arena Football League, or
Thought he was in the
Canadian
Canadian Football League there.
forward for about
Stager.
10
About
yards.
to got back in time. 24, Frankie Miller comes wide the left short side. 2 to the right.
Nice open field tackle there by Moses.
Okay, handoff up the middle. Tackle made by
Is it 35?
25. Tackle made by Colton Crow.
Crow.
Again, just had another text message in from all the way from Florida. Alex Goulart, an ex-linebacker for the Gator team that went to the state semifinals and lost to Clareton, is watching from the Tampa, Florida area. Alex, hello. Thanks for joining us.
The beauty of the stream, Sean. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that, pass out through the two offensive players' hands. The last one being number 22, Marcus Alio.
Both wide open.
And, I mean, it's great. Like last year, we were getting text messages from people coming to us from Texas and Florida, some from Utah, I believe. It's nice that, this is something that, I hate to say it, but really all this right here, we started streaming during the COVID. So then our administration said, hey, do you want to run with this? I said, yeah, I think we could do it. Again, nice play there by the defense, sacked by 74, Ethan Tarbox, and a host of other Gators. So we decided that we would start to stream the basketball games. Because that was it. I mean, that was your son's junior year, I believe your daughter's senior year.
Grace, yes.
Yeah, Gracie's senior year.
Yeah.
So we started streaming those. We started streaming volleyball and then the basketball games. And then we got through that part of the COVID and had the equipment and stuff. So then we decided we got a grant. And a good shout out to Citizens and Trust. I believe that's where the grant came from. So shout out to them for the grant. And then we decided to start something with football, and that's where the whole administration came in. And Ian Greco, I always mispronounce his name, said, hey, we'll do this. And then at first it was yourself and myself and Dan Funk and Ian. And now we have David Bartlett, who joined the crew, and Dakota, who has joined us. And, it was nice for Ian to come from Olean and make sure everything was set up and everything. So, again, a shout out to Ian and everybody watching and participating. 8:58 to go. Okay, and tomorrow the varsity girls soccer game is going to be uploaded to the stream. We're going to do our best to get to that. That is up to David and Dan, as that is partaking out at the VFW VMI field. So it's in Bradford, so we're going to do it from Bradford, where we did most of our playoff games. So again, thank you guys for that. So that will be streamed tomorrow from Bradford. So I'll try to get you where it'll be streamed at, what channel, and everything else. So Port Allegany now, 3rd and 10
No gain. It's third down and 10
from the 41-yard line.
for the Gators. Under 8 minutes to go in the game. Still 40-0 Gators. Back to throw Vayu.
Vayu back, swings it out to
Capel.
Capel makes a nice cut, makes a man miss. Capel stays on his feet, but he's still going to be 2 yards short. So it brings up a 4th and 2.
Pass out to Julian Capel. Capel's going to pick up close to 8.
He did a nice job back there to not sell off that little screen to the right. He looks left just to make the defense hesitate a bit, and I think he gave Vayu a little more space out there.
Again,
Or not Vayu, but Capel a little more space.
some of the stats real quick. I've unofficially got Styles with 12 carries for 72 yards and 4 touchdowns. Runs of 8, 31, 1 yard and 1 yard.
Lost, I don't know, what was it, 115 games?
Okay, and Bliss, I have him on 10 carries for 92 yards. And he has a touchdown run of 39. Punt on the way, picked up by number 22, Marcus Alio. Alio looks to get outside, cuts back. Again, Alio with a gain of about maybe 12 yards. But
Tackled by a slew of Gators.
the way he was running, it was all over the place. So he probably ran 100 yards to get 12 again. So we do have a flag down. I believe that will be a hold against Ridgeway or a block in the black.
It's going to be a block in the back.
So 6:44.
Yeah, yep.
When the official snaps the ball down, sets it down, and gives the signal, ready to play, they're all ready to go. So, again, thank you all for joining us. Hey, we broke 600 now, so 608.
.6:39 to go in the game. First down to give up the middle. And then bounce
Okay,
it outside.
bouncing it to the outside is number 23, Alex Galbo. He's tripped up.
Shoestring by McFall.
First down.
Was that number 20 with a shoestring
Valen
tackle?
McFall. I mean, we're used to seeing the old number 20, but Valen McFall, hey, your name's in the books. Number 20 with a tackle.
6:39 to go in the game.
We got a replay coming.
First down to give up the middle. And then
Okay, bouncing it to the outside is number 23, Alex Galbo. He's tripped. Okay, here we are now.
you'd be hard pressed to find somebody.
Snap back, hand off. Kelpeck hands it off. Stop for no gain.
Rutgers might be the only team that could take
That tackle again is made by Gavin Moses.
a loss on play.
In 25, Colton Crow.
Colton Crow and Gavin Moses combined for the tackle.
On a carry. Marked down by Colton Crow.
Then again, last year,
5:27 and counting.
don't look now, but the Phillies are playing some pretty good baseball.
Kelpeck under center. 5 on the time clock. Motion.
Yeah,
Pitch.
there's a pitch out.
Pitch out to, I believe it's either Alio or Stager.
Twirls back up right about to the line of scrimmage, and that'll be
It was Stager.
Yeah, number 13.
Line of scrimmage before he's met by Jake
13,
Carter.
Bradley Stilson got in on that action. Another new name we haven't said.
Yeah, really good.
under 5 minutes to go. Under 4:45.
When's our next home game, Sean?
It is the 8th, September 8th, and that is against, I believe, Smithport.
Oh,
So Smithport will make the travel over to Hill.
Texas Rangers.
Or the hills. There's actually 7 hills between Port Allegany and Smithport, believe it or not.
Oh, man. You have to tell me. I got to drive him every day, twice.
Ridgeway takes a timeout.
Hey,
Ridgeway with a timeout.
Route 6 rivalry then, huh?
Yep. Yeah, the old Route 6 rivalry.
Because I love Bruce Boch. Oh, yeah, I love Boch. And he was all set and done, retired from the
Yeah, those rivalries aren't anything like they used to be in the days, but I blame that on social media and everybody getting along with everybody. You know, you really don't have a true rival. You know, like back in the days, you didn't dare talk to anybody from the rival town before the game, and now that you got them hanging out the night before and everything else, but that's something good for society, but kind of loses some of the rivalries, you know.
Well, that you have to be good at the same time. I think Fort probably's got a rivalry now with Brockway. We've played them a lot the last couple of years, and maybe Keystone too in the playoffs. We play them 2 or 3 times, but not the bad blood that you used to see. Really, really sportsmanlike from both those teams, Brockway and Keystone.
I definitely agree. 4:28, clock will run. Back to pass, Kelpeck throws it deep, steps in front. Hey, number 20, Valen McFall comes up, went and high-pointed it. Good job by Valen, went back, high-pointed it. Port Allegany's ball, 4:19, another stoppage on the clock. Back to pass, Kelpeck
The receiver
throws it deep, steps in front.
There, the ball's just underthrown, and number 20 made a nice takeaway.
Again, something you like to see, you know, Valen's not that. He's like us. He's kind of vertically challenged, not a big kid. Gets a big hug and picked up by you so young, you know, one of the starting tackles. You know, that tells you about the camaraderie of this team here, you know. They're all cheering for each other. You know, that's something that that's something that's got to be instilled by the coaching staff. You know, the brotherhood of playing the sport, you know, with a guy beside you. And
Gators will take over 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Troop wide to the right. Will they get Troop a ball? Will Troop catch a pass?
I know, I see him out wide there, like a big old tight end. We're looking at tight ends now in the NFL lining out wide.
Oh, the guy from Baltimore. He used to be a defensive lineman. They moved him to tight end.
Wow.
Vayu, a nice move, stays alive, gains about 2.
He wanted to go right there. Neither wide receiver was looking. And
Yeah, it looked like he was going to the side we called, but
he's pretty sneaky, slippery back there.
yeah. Okay, here we go. 2nd down and 8.
Troop stays out wide.
In the slot, I believe, is number 13, Bradley Stilson. I really can't see the numbers on the far side, so apologies to all those. Snap, Vayu back. Quick to Stilson, downfield blocking is Troop. Stilson, Troop still blocking. We had Troop and number 65, Cole Kisco down there.
Out to number 13, Bradley Stilson.
Chapel ties his shoe real quick.
Troop with an outstanding block, sealed the man off. That's all you need to do there.
Yeah, Kisco came from his tackle position. Like I said, you know, you seal, then you release, you know, and that's a good job by Kisco, too, on the seal and release. Again, Coach Brian Neal does spends a lot of time with the offensive linemen, you know, and the linemen, it's like a mutual respect, you know, and if Coach and Brian in wrestling, I feel like Brian and I have the same respect that his lineman and he has, you know, from the times I've coached him and stuff. So, you know, congratulations to Brian Neal, and also new father Brian Neal. Daughter was born, I believe, August 4th. I was hoping for the 6th, which would have been my birthday, but yeah, no big deal.
There can only be one great one.
Oh, okay. All right. And Brian's birthday was the 2nd of August, I believe, so. Again, 2-11.
Capel with a nice strong run there.
Yeah, I think we figured out the backfeed. Since we're standing here, we're sharing a booth with Ridgeway's radio. If I'm over top of the keyboard, it starts to backlash a little bit. So I think we finally figured it out. So hopefully we have that fixed up for the September 8th game. So first down for the Gators, 1:42 time, still ticking.
Yeah, Capel with another really nice inside run. The Gators will take the knee here.
Yeah, might as well just knee it out and be done with it. Yep. Wait till 4 seconds, snap the ball.
Probably see them do the kneel down here.
Snap.
Mayu steps back a couple yards.
Mayu takes a knee.
So that should be
The Gators will run out the clock.
run it down to about maybe 45 seconds, 40 seconds, and they can snap again.
What a night for the Gators. Early and often taking advantage of some miscues by the Elkers. Big night for Peyton Styles. Now the Gators picking right up where they
Again,
left off.
some of the stats real quick. Styles had 72 yards, 4 touchdowns, runs of 8, 1, 1, and 31. His counterpart, Aiden Bliss, gained 92 yards on 10 carries. His big run was a 39-yard touchdown run. Will Fong was 4 or 5 from the air. Actually, yeah, 4 or 5 from the air. For a total of 37, 44 yards. Kaiser, the leading receiver, with 3 receptions for 42 yards. So that'll do it here from Port Allegany. We'd like to thank everybody, and thank you again, and hopefully we'll see you on September 8th. Hope to join in and join us again. 633 people. Thank you very much. Good night here from Port Allegany. Doug, you have anything to say in closing?
No, Friday Night Lights is